This is my 1994 Ranger.
Okay.
Got a 5-speed with a 2.3 4-banger. This thing just lives on the chip.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're out here with Cole Taylor and his freaking majestic beauty of a Ranger. He doesn't know why this thing is so special. You guys got to tell him why this thing is special. Truly a fan of this truck. Like, I know I say this with like a lot of like episodes and stuff, but I don't know what it is. I was talking to Evan. Say hi, Evan. Hey. And everybody loves this dang truck, especially our buddy Dylan. Dylan freaking loves this truck. I even told him, like,
Dylan has a good story, that's why.
Yeah, Dylan.
Dylan has a real good story.
What's up?
I love this truck too.
Yeah, Evan, everybody appreciates this truck very much. I don't know, it's just such a clean truck and it works so well. I think from seeing it in action, from your tow hitch trailer, you know, to Ocotillo Wells sends, to filming out the window of Garrett's truck, filming this thing in the whoops. This thing is just, it eats, man. It works really well. So Cole, thank you, man. Thank you for making some time today to hang out with us. Tell us about this thing, dude. Make, model, all that stuff.
This is my 1994 Ranger.
Okay.
Got a 5-speed with a 2.3 4-banger. This thing just lives on the chip. That's it, on the chip.
Tell us how you got this
I
thing,
bought
man.
this truck off of one of my good buddies, Jeremy. I actually went with him originally when he bought the truck. It was a stock truck. And then he did some work to it. He did like the cage. I think he bought the beams off somebody. Just like very minor, had like a bed cage, the bed, all that stuff. It was just like a simple little build, like projects, 35s.
Yeah.
Pretty simple, like he never used it like a ton, just kind of like would cruise out to the desert, whatever. Drive it to the desert, back, all that good stuff. And then I got it and I just destroyed it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I had lots of good / bad influences like Dylan.
Yeah.
And Roy.
And
all
Roy.
those guys.
So how do you know Roy? How'd you meet Roy with all this stuff?
So I met Roy through Instagram. I just asked him a couple questions that I had, like coming in. Like I grew up riding dirt bikes, so kind of been like in the off-road scene like my whole life, but somewhat new to the pre-runner scene the past couple years.
Okay.
So I just had like some questions for him, like safety stuff I wanted to like address on the truck.
Right.
And he's like, just bring it by the shop, dude. And then it was just like the rest was history from there. Like was at his shop for like 6 months every day for sometimes 12 to 14 hours a day. Just
learning,
helping him wrench, all that stuff. Him and Dean helped me out a ton, dude. I learned so much from those guys.
I think that's like a really big thing with off-road is like the community is very welcoming, and whenever there's people like that are DMing some of the guys and DMing Roy, like
for sure.
they want to answer. There's not many kooks out there that are down to destroy and drive hard and have a good time. I don't even mean destroy, I mean enjoy the beautiful desert and rip around in these things. It's definitely a niche, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So when we find
it's a small tight group, so like when people want to know about it, like people ask me questions about this thing all the time, and like I'm always replying to DMs.
I'm
like,
sure you get a lot, right?
How do you like this? What's about this? Like just always like And I'll always answer, like always try to get back to you for sure.
It's a great community, man, and people are always trying to help. And Roy's one of those special guys that's always like willing to teach. He's even told me, James, you don't know how to weld, dude. Come on over. I'll have you weld these things and blah blah. And like, a lot of the guys have been like that. Danny Giannini's like that too. Morgan's like that too, man. Morgan, answers all his DMs, and a lot of the guys do that. And it's a really cool, tight community, and it's really awesome that you fell under the wing of somebody who's like an OG Prerunner guy.
Super grateful.
So Cole has a cool story about the Mint with Roy. So, I mean, basically DM'd Roy, asked him some questions. You started volunteering there, working there, doing your thing. You're learning all these tricks of the trade, and before you know it, you're in the juggernaut at the Mint 400.
It was just kind of hanging out at the shop every day, learning as much as I could, and then it was just like, oh, we're going to the Mint 400. Do you want to go? Whatever. And then I was like, yeah. And then got the opportunity to like actually ride with him. And I think it was mile like 3 or 4 into our lap, and the throttle cable broke.
Wow.
So we pull it out. The carburetor was still good. The linkage was good. So he's like, give me your shoelace. And I was like, all right. So I gave him my boot lace.
Wow.
Luckily I was wearing boots instead of like race shoes. So wearing work boots. Gave him my boot lace, and then we did our lap. I don't know. I think we were still in first that whole lap.
Okay.
And then Justin hopped in the next lap. I think they ran first like most of the time, but the shoelace kept on breaking from rubbing.
What's going through your mind at that point? I mean,
pretty,
were you like, it's over? I don't know what we're gonna do.
Just like, what are we gonna do? Because he was like, I don't have any throttle.
Yeah.
And then we like figured it out like pretty quick. Like didn't even get out of the truck. Like he just unbuckled, reached over, tied it to the carburetor, and then it was like, okay, we're moving again.
Jeez.
We can't push like full pace, but I think we did like 117 on the lake bed with the
What?
Yeah, but it was pretty gnarly. Like,
oh my
he's
god,
like, all right,
dude.
you have to shift for me. You have to watch the GPS. Like I was doing like everything. He was literally just like this the whole time driving.
Yeah.
It was pretty gnarly. We still passed a ton of people. Like it was a good time.
That is like ultimate master and puppets puppeteer right there, bro. That's phenomenal, Roy.
Especially the Juggernaut.
You're a madman. Yeah,
you have to drive that truck like on the wood.
You
like,
do.
No matter what, you have to drive it on the wood. So it was
totally. That's insane.
That's
the thing. Like he was saying about the truck, you got to stay on it for it to work.
It's a very short.
Yeah, because it's like what 16, 17 inches of wheel travel on the front.
Yeah, something
right?
like that. Yeah.
So and those holes are huge.
Yeah.
Insane, man. Flash forward, you do all that stuff. You have your truck. What have you taken from all that stuff with like getting this truck to where it is right now?
So basically Roy was like, okay. I was like, okay, what do I need to do to this? And he's always like, there's so many upgrades that it's endless.
Of
Limits
course.
are endless. So,
but Roy and Dean are the type of guys that are like, this is what needs to be done just to go, right?
Exactly.
Kind of think, right? Like what's necessary, right?
So like it had like, this truck had like some very blown out like 2.0 Fox bypasses on the rear when I got it. Like you could like compress them with your hands. So like they were no good. So that was the first upgrade. I got some rear shocks. Roy helped me revalve them, and then that was like a whole game changer. I was like, I can actually drive the truck now and not like die.
Yeah,
so
right on.
I was like actually able to smash around, and then that's when we went to the desert cleanup last year. The truck was working pretty good. I had like some weird sway away. I don't even know the spring rates shocks on the front, but they were pretty clapped out too. But it still did okay for what it was.
Yeah.
So then it was like, okay, upgrades. So then I got these at the swap meet, these Kings. Went up to a 16 in the front.
Okay.
Which is kind of gnarly on
because it's usually a 14, right?
Pretty gnarly on an unequal length. So that's why like they're mounted like very low on the beam. But I think it cycles like 20.
Oh, really?
Unequal length, and I have it strapped at like 18. So that's pretty good. And I don't have a ton of up travel, but since my tires are so big and I still have stock inner fender wells, it helps because I don't need that much up travel.
Right.
Because it works. I don't know.
Once you get into that first bump, it kind of bumps you up, and then you're in it. You're riding it.
The rear is really what matters. The front will skip over the stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I like the Juggernaut works so good because it's all in the rear. The rear is the magic.
Yeah. That's true, guys.
Keep the front up, and it just skips over the front, and it still has a ton of droop because it's just a beam truck. Like AJ's truck, like the wheels look like they're gonna touch. It's just like a beam truck thing. These are stock Ranger beams off of like an 80. I think like 89 is the last year of the forged stock beams.
Let's go check those things out, man. Yeah, take us through it.
years came on this truck.
Okay.
They're just a stock forged beam. So those years are forged, not cast. The newers are cast, so you can't cut and weld them.
Okay.
I don't know who built these beams. Somebody built them. They're not the nicest, but they haven't broken. So
Hell yeah.
And I smashed this thing. So
You do
good.
smash this thing.
Yeah, like, they're not very nice to it. So that's why like the shock is really mounted like super low on the beam.
Yeah, for that 16.
Yep, just to still have a good amount of up travel.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's strapped at like 18, which is pretty good for unequal length beams.
Oh, that's a lot of wheel travel, man.
And then Roy helped me valve these also, and some mystery spring rates that he had laying around the shop.
I love it.
This thing works good.
Very, very pre-runner things right here.
Very simple. Like, I don't even know how, but like, I think we had to revalve the shocks once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like before I put them on the truck, we revalved them, and it was a little soft just for the bigger stuff. And I was like, okay, we need to go up. So we revalved them, and ever since then, I haven't touched them.
Nice.
And they've just been amazing since then.
And this is still a 4-cylinder, huh?
Yeah, so this is 2.3 liter.
Wow.
It's not.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it has no power. So that was another thing from Roy's guidance.
So what do you do? Like once you get going, you just don't lift, or?
Yeah,
Is that kind of how it
It's
is?
very good to learn. Like, I highly recommend anybody getting to the pre-runner scene to have a low horsepower pre-runner to learn how to drive.
Right.
Because
to keep the momentum going.
I guarantee you, I could hop in something with way more horsepower now and have like way more
Yeah.
control, because I know how to like actually drive through the through the turns, like carry momentum. Like, it's a lot. You have to drive it. Like, you can't, like, you don't have horsepower to help you get out of the corner. Like,
you have to plan every turn, entrance, and exit.
Yeah, like,
and that's super important.
You gotta be a wheelman for sure. So
that's super important, you guys. I think that's something that is overlooked a lot. A lot of people think that they have to get, like, you know, this big horsepower, this big V8, or like, oh, I want to build this, but I need this motor first, or I need to put an LS1 in it. It's not like that. I think if you guys, like Cole has some real good knowledge right there, take note of that. Work on your suspension upgrades, work on your driving, work on learning how to drive the truck before you get all that horsepower, you know.
I always say I want to be able to drive the truck as fast as the truck can go over mostly anything before it gets a power upgrade. Because like, if your shocks aren't good but you have all the horsepower, what
does that do?
Nothing. You're not going to do anything. Like, you're just going to be like driving slow because you can't smash through the whoops good.
Exactly.
It may have slow motor, but since it works good, you can float over everything. Just cruise.
Hell yeah, dude. So tell us, we see some Baja Designs up here.
Yep. So my roommate actually is Wes from Baja Designs.
Yeah. Hi, Wes. Wes is not here, but that's Wes's pre-runner. Baja Design guys are pre-runner guys. Ding. So you got some nice lights on here?
Yeah, so he actually helped me like get this layout good. I used to have some OG like red rings on this thing, was super aero specific.
Yeah.
They just did not work. And he's like, all right, dude, it's time. And I was like, all right, it's time.
It's time.
So
and how do these work out?
So these are the S1s. This is a fairly newer light, and this is more of like my ditch light.
Okay.
It helps fill the gap from my 20-inch Onyx. So when I have like am strapped in the truck, I can see pretty much like everywhere.
Really?
So like even like turning and stuff, those are like the money makers right there.
Dude,
They're
hell
like
yeah.
Super low key, so I love those.
I love that, dude. I love like you almost don't even notice. I thought it was like the back part of a mirror at a certain angle.
Super low key, so I love those things.
So that's a newer light.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is the 20-inch Onyx 6. This is really for the distance, kind of like no dust. Like, this is where you get like most of your light.
Yeah.
And then I got the Squadron Sports, the Ambers tucked under here. This is like, I could have done the Pros, but he suggested the Sports because on an amber light, you kind of want less light.
Okay.
For dusty conditions.
Yeah.
That way you get less feedback from the light. So those are just like strictly for dust.
Okay.
That's what the amber lens helps with. Just like cuts through the dust like crazy. And
so even with all that light, you couldn't see this coming?
No.
Just kidding.
Well, that was during the day.
I'm just kidding.
That was during the day. So
what happened here, dude? I mean, like, I think you and I were kind of mentioning. But by the way, before we get into that, this means he uses his truck. Yeah. All right, folks. That's what that means. That's what this is for.
Little kiss on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Just give the desert a little kiss, and you know what, dude? That's what the hell that is for.
I couldn't replace it, but I mean,
it gives it personality.
Yeah, it gives it character.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. So what's up with that? Because this is, I think we were mentioning, it's actually pretty high up, the bumper.
Yeah, so like normally on a beam truck, like it's pretty hard to hit the skid plate.
Yeah.
Just because of how tucked up and high they sit. Like versus an A-arm truck, it goes all the way down to the cross member.
Yeah.
So I was cruising through Superstition. I was with a bunch of golf cart guys. They're like, "You go first because you don't have a ton of horsepower. If you get stuck, whatever. Like, we'll just follow you because you're gonna go where you can't get stuck in the dunes." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm just gonna go wherever I want because this truck, it'll do it. It has no horsepower. That's another magic story we can talk about. Is these tires. But cruising, kind of like S-ing back and forth, just trying to carry as much momentum as possible. And then one of the dips, it was a little more than I thought. If I was going slower, I probably could have just rolled down and went up the next hill. But I was going, I don't know, I was probably doing like 30, 40. And I came off of that one and went into the face of the next one. And
oh, shoot.
Luckily, like, it didn't just stick. It like actually crashed and then like
it went up.
Sky wheelie and then landed. And then I was like, that was not good.
Do you think you would have made it through there with a 35-inch tire?
I probably would have made it with the 35, but these tires are so light. That's like another magic trick on this truck is like I can't say enough good things about these tires.
Let's get into them. Let's tell the people, man.
First, I got shout out.
Oh yeah,
please.
please.
That crash story. My boys at Bad Lines, Good Times. That was a bad line right there.
Yeah,
shout out Wally.
Wally is one rad dude.
Hell
Such
Yep,
OG dudes, man. These guys are the real guys that hold it down for years in the desert, helping people out.
Check out their forum too. They have a forum now. Check out their forum. They plan a bunch of trips. I think they just literally did like a Mojave Trail trip. Like, check it out. They have a forum.
Super knowledgeable.
This whole build is on there,
dude.
Like Marcy's truck, like everybody's truck is on there.
It's
like
the old Desert
Rangers.
It's the new Desert Rangers, yeah.
So go check out their forum, guys.
Hell yeah, guys.
If you want to learn a ton about like everybody's trucks.
You want to get questions answered, you know, you guys want to learn about what works on a budget. These guys have a really great thing going on online, trying to keep up the old Desert Ranger stuff. For those of you that don't know, Desert Rangers was it was basically like
huge
social media for pre-runners before all that. Before social media. Tons of information on there, and the guys again from the community are so incredibly helpful, and they want to help. It's part of the pre-runner brotherhood, right? Tell us about these tires. What's so special about them?
I was at the off-road swap meet, and I was looking for like the tires that Craig had on his dog catcher. It was a 35 by 10 BFG, and everybody wanted way too much money for them. And I was like, I don't want to pay that. I don't want to pay that. This truck had projects, which are super heavy. It was a dog, the 4-banger. It didn't like it. So then I was looking for a 10-inch wide tire by 35 to shave a ton of weight. And then there was a set of these, the Tensors, 37 by 10. And
37 by 10.
This is what Roy has on the Canyon also. And he was at the swap meet, and he's like, you need to buy those tires. And I was like, I don't think I want a 37 on my truck. Like, it's too big. It's too big. He's like, no. He's like, put that tire on your truck. He's like, put it on your truck.
I could hear Roy's voice.
He's like, just do it.
Okay, can't you just hear Roy's? No, it's fine. It works. Trust me, no, you don't need that.
Clearance,
no, it's fine, yeah.
Ended up being, honestly,
I love it.
Probably the best decision I've made. Going up a tire size, I think I lost. I had methods in a 35. It's a little bit heavier for this truck.
Okay.
I went to the AR23. Still has like the method cap in there. It's not actually a method wheel.
Right.
This is an OG AR23.
Ish. Yeah.
OG 90s pre-runner wheel.
Nice, dude.
Went to the 37. I think I lost probably 35 pounds each corner, if not more. And this truck turned into... Yeah. This truck turned into a rocket. Like, I was like, it woke it up, and it works better in the holes because it's got a bigger tire.
See, Evan and I were just talking about him going to a 37 on the Forerunner, and he's like, oh, it's gonna clear, but I feel that inner Roy. You know, the tires will clear what needs to be cleared. I think that would be really cool. Maybe Evan needs to move up to that 37. Let Evan know. You know, you guys can tell him. Look at. He's like, no, it's not gonna happen.
The only problem is you have to run a 15-inch wheel.
Yeah, I can't run a 15-inch wheel.
Peer pressure. We're gonna make something happen. Heck yeah! So
but these tires were originally designed for a buggy.
Yeah, so this is a buggy tire. This is like a class 10 car tire.
Yeah, and you were mentioning Roy runs this on the Colorado.
Yeah, yep, on the Canyon, and they work amazing on that too.
Side mirrors?
So these are Solo Shout out Bobby over at Solo.
Bobby's rad.
He makes a ton of cool stuff. These are Solo mirrors.
Cool.
They're like bolt straight onto the stock Ranger. Super easy. These
Heck
actually came on the truck. Super stoked on that. I added the S1s to them. And these are like...
Work out perfect.
These are like the game changer right here.
There we go. All right, man. Take us through this thing.
So, when I got this truck, the guy I bought it from built this cage. It's definitely like bare bones cage. I have been meaning to do some more work to it. It definitely needs some more down tubes and gussets. But definitely if it got rolled, it would be like a one-time use cage. It would have to all get cut out because it would definitely tweak.
Right.
But better than having nothing. So, but that is definitely on the list. Got a Lawrence HCS 7 in here. That was super, that's a pretty new upgrade. That was super clutch. We just pre-ran King of Hammers with Roy.
Okay.
And Vinny, and that was like super nice to have that. This center console he built. I kind of like added some things to it. Added like this little, got a siren. Added all the switches for all the good stuff. And then I put in this, I got rid of the factory head unit, which normally sits here. This is like a Kenwood 75 watt radio, I think. I got it off eBay, used like, I think like 4 years ago, and I've had it in multiple vehicles, and it's worked ever since.
Hell yeah.
And rugged. I got like a Black Friday deal, so I was able to get the headsets and the comm, and they actually make a jumper cable, so you can run their comm on this unit.
Okay.
Versus like PCI. Both like super good products, but like I just got too good of a deal onto the
I get
stuff.
it. Yeah, yeah.
So, and I had this radio, so I didn't want to have to buy everything. I put these seats in it. This truck saw the stock seats when it had it. I actually got these seats from one of my buddy's grandpas. They were in his garage, brand new.
No way.
OG like Corbu or Beard.
Yeah.
Beards, yeah.
Yeah.
OG Beards, brand new. And I was like, dude, those match my interior perfect. The gray carpet.
Yeah,
like,
here we go.
OG like 90s. Like I could definitely go spend a bunch of money on like a super nice seat. And these definitely work. I would love to like upgrade. But this truck is so small already that like this small of a seat works. I'm not a huge guy, so like this seat works good. I obviously got like the PRP harnesses, which is like make sure like you're safe, you're strapped in good. The seats are mounted like super good.
Speaking of, did you guys know that we have a steering wheel with PRP? Shameless plug.
That's the next thing for this.
Yeah, dude. Right on. You got the fire extinguisher in here?
Yep. Got one inside.
Nice, dude. Dude, I love it. It's just so simple and clean in here.
Got the rubber floors just so like you could just literally like vacuum it out or blow it out with the air compressor.
Perfect.
Got the dash carpet for style points.
Love it.
All that good stuff.
I have
just
a question.
Yeah.
Where do you get these sweet Baja design patches?
So if you go to BajaDesigns.com, I'm sure you can get these patches. These are just
Yeah,
they're literally Velcro patches, and I stuck them on the seat because
those are sick.
Looks very fancy.
It actually looks great.
These are not Baja Design seats, people.
But they are now, though, right?
But they are now.
But they are now.
Also, shout out to, I see another cool patch, Loose and Lost. I see a Give a Shit patch.
Nick Sawyer's.
From Loose and Lost, Nick Sawyer's. I personally love his artwork.
Yep.
From, you know, everything he does, but he has a brand called Loose and Lost where he makes cool apparel catered towards Toyota and off-roading 4x4 guys. But
super sick.
Yeah. Shout out to that guy.
Got the sticker right here too. Loose and Lost.
Awesome, dude. Very cool.
Yep. Got my handy dandy drink holder. It's got a magnet on the back, so it just lives there.
Oh.
So when we get out at the desert and have some beverages, you know,
That's a first time.
Snap it on there.
I've never seen anything like that.
Go to BajaDesigns.com for that too.
Boom. There
Man,
we
dude,
go, dude.
Wes is gonna have to start paying me after this.
You know what? I think we're gonna have to talk to them about getting you on payroll, man. Yeah. Excellent, dude. So tell us about the rear of this thing.
This truck had the stock bed on it still. Had some kind of funky bed cage. Those Fox 2.0 bypasses that I said. Still had the tailgate. It was all there. Like, it was still a working truck. Stock gas tank. And basically all that had to go. And I was actually supposed to link this thing at Roy's shop. And I had most of the parts to do it. And then something came up. And I wanted to go to a trip, but I wasn't going to be able to link it in time. So it was kind of like, I built these shock hoops in like a day, and like everything else, like it was like super rushed, and I was like, oh, it's just temporary. You know how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. It ends up becoming part of the truck.
So
10 years later.
Yeah.
So this has lived on the truck for, I think it's only been like a year. But
Really?
longer than I wanted it to. but it works. It's super simple.
Yes,
I don't
it
want
does.
to tie it in anymore because it's super easy to cut off right now.
Okay.
We got a 16-inch King 2.5 bypass.
Same size as the front.
Yep. So same front and back.
Nice.
These things, they just work.
They
I literally turned some tubes with Roy, and this thing works very well for how little travel and simple it is.
Heck yeah. Extra points for all the fire extinguishers, by the way. There's this one.
That's like
that
a huge
one.
thing. Fire.
Got another one inside. 3.
It just happened so fast, and like definitely want to get a fire suppression system.
Yeah.
That's on the list for sure. But
Safe
for
craft,
now, like,
man.
Three fire extinguishers, like that's probably overkill, but you never know.
No, never, dude. You
So,
never know, man.
It could be for other people. It could be for this thing. It doesn't matter. Like fire will, like it literally takes minutes. Like,
yeah, dude.
It goes up so fast.
What leaf pack are you running?
So this is a G50 Deaver pack.
Okay.
And I actually broke both the main leaves. I don't know how old the pack was. I broke both the main leaves in Glamis because there are some very big holes in Glamis.
Yeah,
but
there is.
I broke both the main leaves. I was still cruising around like that because I was like, it was like the first day. I broke one and I was like, I'm not gonna let this like ruin my trip. Like it's still okay. Drove around, like cruised it. I ended up replacing both the main leaves, which I didn't want to do. That was like the ultimatum. Like I'm gonna link it because I broke the leaf springs. I don't
Right.
want to spend more money on leaf springs, but
Yeah.
I got 2 main leaves, fixed it,
Cool.
changed up the pack a little bit, added some more leaves to it because I added the 30-gallon fuel cell behind the axle.
Yeah.
So I wanted a little bit more spring weight.
Roy. Right?
Another Roy.
Yeah, Roy says, you have to do it this way. This
Yep.
is how it works.
You have
That's
to put
true.
you have to get a fuel cell, and the fuel cell has to go behind the axle.
Yep.
So that's what it did.
Yep.
So I did the fuel cell, 30-gallon fuel cell. Thing's been super legit.
Nice.
It's just like a super simple like inline pump.
Is it a Jazz or?
No, what is this? This is an RCI actually,
Okay.
which isn't like the nicer of the fuel cells.
But it holds fuel.
But it holds fuel, and I was on a budget, and I think the Jeep Speed cell was actually on back order for a while, and I couldn't get it, and I was able to get this one, and I think it was only like no more than like $600.
Perfect.
And it's like, this thing's not a race truck.
Distributes the weight to the
Dude.
back. It does its job.
It holds like in 30 gallons with my 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
Dude,
You're going
I
forever.
can go forever. I go to the desert for the weekend, and I don't even have to worry about gas.
Oh, I love
literally
that.
Just fill up once.
And he's still passing your V8 ass in the whoops, guys. Sorry.
You take that back right now.
I'm just kidding. Come on. Anyways, storage compartment.
Yeah, so this is like second rendition. I had like a super simple setup. The jack was actually mounted up here, and I had a Milwaukee pack out kit. When I crashed the truck, when I smashed the skid plate, I actually broke the pack out plate because it was just plastic. I was like, okay, it's time for an upgrade. This is a good old Hobo Freight trailer box.
Love it.
I bought it from Harbor Freight.
Dude,
And-
that's a great
Hang on, let me
idea.
open this thing. This is gonna get filled in. This is where the ice chest is gonna go, but in due time. So this is like,
Well, I've always heard that
All
this
my
is kind
stuff.
of like the Prerunner bathroom, just standing
yeah,
back
you
here.
just stand
you
here.
know? Right.
So I got like all kinds of spares. I got a spare steering box in this bag, like other fluids. Like this is basically all my tools. This is, and I have more room for more stuff. Like
Yeah, you do.
I usually have like another bag that has an impact and some power tools, and I usually throw that on top.
Nice.
But yeah, this is like super simple, like inexpensive, like versus like building your own to your truck.
Yeah,
And it
why,
ended up,
you
like,
know?
fitting perfect.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
Harbor Freight for the win, and it's lifetime warranty. So
Yeah.
if I ever break it, I'm just gonna take it back, get a new one, bolt it back in.
Boom. In your face,
Super
Harbor
easy.
Freight.
Yeah, Harbor Freight.
Awesome.
Oil holder from ORW,
Okay.
and it literally just holds some more spare fluids.
Sweet.
Super simple, like I just bolted it to the side of this thing, and then there's like some little mounts on the backside, but super simple. Always have like some spare fluids.
I found out what's robbing all your horsepower. It's this thing. Get this off. I'm just kidding. Nah, dude. Very cool.
Yeah,
This is always,
gotta represent.
hell yeah, dude. Thank you, big dog. Race Desert on here. These are friends of ours. These guys are really great. I mean, everybody who's a pre-runner person, off-road person knows about Race Desert. Awesome things on this site. Things for sale. Anything you could imagine related to off-road and more on Race Desert. So check those guys out
And you
for
can
sure.
learn a bunch from there too.
Absolutely. Lots of information on their forum over there. And so now we are here with the full-size spare.
Yep,
Got
so
this
I
thing over here.
37 on the back. I'll actually probably take this thing off so Evan can feel it and
Okay.
how light it is because he's gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
Got the Baja Designs S2 Sports on the back.
Okay.
For some chase lights. That one's actually the chase light. The other one's the reverse light. So
Okay. There it is.
Got to stay safe out there. I'm not trying to get ran over.
That's a great idea, man. Having a reverse light and the chase light. Very good.
I just did this not too long ago. Mounted the jack back here, further back. Super accessible. Like to get it out, all I have to it's locked right now, but you literally just pull it and like lift it up.
Boom.
Super easy to get in and out. Like before, I had to climb up in the back. It was not
Kind of a
easy
pain in the
task.
butt.
Yeah, I made these like little lug nut holders, spare lug nuts. It's just a little clip. You literally just pull the clip off, and you got some spare lug nuts.
Boom.
There's 3 on each side, so hopefully I won't be needing spare lug nuts, but you never know.
Never know. And you know what the cool thing is people always say like they always find cool little tricks on the channel,
Yeah.
and I think that's one of them.
That was
for
literally
sure.
like I went to Ace Hardware. They have these pins and these clips. That's also how I mounted like the jack handles right here.
Yeah.
Literally undo that. You
Easy peasy. Boom.
pull it out. Like it's nothing crazy. Like I know a lot of people have like the nice spring stuff and all that, but like
You don't need all
it's
that.
literally like this tube catches it, slides
Boom.
in. You literally slide it over and then you slide this pin in. Like it's
Boom.
dialed. And
Easy
then
peasy.
got this here too. Like same idea. Like it's just a breaker bar, breaking your lug nuts or like
Yeah.
tightening them up. I just welded the socket on there so you can't lose it. Just like super simple stuff. Like just, you never know. Like hopefully I won't need it, but
Yeah.
you never know when you are gonna need it because
You will. It
stuff
happens.
at
You
the
know, it
desert.
happens. Yeah. it
Especially when you
happens.
drive things how they're probably not supposed to be driven.
Right. Well, dude, I love the way this thing looks, man. Thank you so much for taking us through this thing in detail. The truck just sits so good. It looks awesome. Cannot wait to do an action trip with this thing. Cool, man. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah,
freaking
thanks for
doing the
coming over.
episode.
Yeah, for sure.
This truck is awesome. Get to know Cole's name because you guys are definitely going to be seeing this kid in the future, freaking ripping it. Can't wait to see what other builds you come up with
for
in the
sure.
future, dude. Everybody loves this truck. Now you guys know why. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. If you guys like supporting us and anything like that, check out the website. We always have like merch on there, stickers, all upcoming events. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel. If you guys have any questions for any of the guys in the crew, freaking hit everybody up. Everybody's super great with
Yeah, literally just like most people, like if you just DM them, like they'll get back to you within a day. Like, it's
Absolutely.
super.
And Cole too.
Yeah,
Cole will get
keep it
back
up.
to you too. Let us know about those Rangers you guys are building, and we'll see you guys around. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye.